Question number 263, Sri Vijay Kumar.
Question number 263.
The House, sir.
Hansda. Speaker sir, through you, I would like to know from the Minister whether the government is aware of the fact that due to the prime time slots of flying given to the private airlines is causing a severe loss to the government airlines, that is to Air India. Whether the government has any proposal to change and allot the prime slots of timing of flying to the public carriers so that our public sector, private sector competes with our public sector, not the other way around.
Sir, the question relates to amenities provided at airports, but I'm very happy to address the issue raised by the honorable member, which essentially relates to prime time slots as between the Air India, the state-run airline, and the private carriers. Sir, I want to assure the honorable member that all airline slots, whether these arise due to the cessation of operation of a private carrier, as happened a year ago, or those slots which are not being utilized by any particular carrier, whether the carrier is in the private sector or is a straight-run airline, these are constantly under review. And if you look at the growth of civil aviation, where despite having only a penetration of 7 to 8%, we are growing in double-digit figures, that would bear it out. We do not allow any carrier to take a slot and then not utilize it. I mean, the slot has to be utilized. There are prescribed rules and procedures to ensure that. And I want to assure the honorable member that if for some reason any carrier who has been allotted, which has been allotted a slot, is not in a position to utilize it, we will fairly soon be able, that will show up and we will rationalize it. This is both in terms of domestic routes as well as our traffic on international routes.
सर, हमारे झारखंड में 2 एयरपोर्ट्स अभी तो रांची में है, सिर्फ 2 एयरपोर्ट्स हैं, एक देवघर में और जमशेदपुर दलबुंगघर में बने हैं. वो कब तक स्टार्ट हो जाएंगे और फुल पैसेंजर कैपेसिटी कब से स्टार्ट करने की प्लान हो रही है, क्या उसमें तैयारी हो रही है, उसकी जानकारी थोड़ी सी.
Question is on amenities at airport, but I'm very happy to respond to the question on the airport in Jharkhand on Devghar. Sir, Devghar Airport is a tripartite MOU project between the Airports Authority of India, the state government, and the DRDO of the Ministry of Defense. The overall project is about 400 crores, out of which the construction of the terminal building or ATC tower, which is under progress, is about 77 crores. The construction of the boundary wall, the RCC drainage, security watchtower is about 34.82 crores. The airport is being developed, sir, to be able to take A320 type of aircraft. And as I mentioned, the overall cost is about 400 crores. The date I have been given is that this whole work should be completed by September 2020. That is in a few months from now. Of course, this completion date will be dependent on some tasks which the state government has to carry out, like a village road crossing funnel to be closed, approach roads to a building to be constructed, electricity and water connection, and trees which require to be transplanted. But with the constant monitoring this and other projects are being subjected to, I am reasonably hopeful, sir, that the September 2020 date will be complied with.
निशिकांत दुबे जी.
इनका तो सर आगे भी लगा हुआ है. इनका क्वेश्चन है सर. लगा हुआ है, चौथा लगा हुआ है. आप इनमें से
Sri Manish Tiwari ji.
Thank you very much, Speaker Sir. Speaker Sir, the Airport Economic Regulatory Authority exercises superintendence over 22 major airports which have a footfall of over 1 million passengers a year. Now, under Section 16 of the Airport Economic Regulatory Authority Act, the authority levies 3 kinds of charges: a passenger usage charge, an airport tax, and a user development charge. Now, these charges, Mr. Speaker, sir, are determined on the basis of the annual revenue requirement. Mr. Speaker, sir, these charges are absolutely exorbitant and the passengers are being ripped off and no commensurate facilities are being given by private airports. There are 150 to 200 appeals which have been filed against the decision of the Airport Economic Regulatory Authority with the Appellate Forum. Now, the jurisdiction of the Appellate Forum is continuously being shifted. It was first with the Competition Commission, then it went to the Consumer Forum, now it is with the TDSAT. What I would like to specifically ask the Minister, is he aware of the huge anomaly which is there with regard to the determination of these charges under Section 16 of the Act, and the fact that out of 150 appeals which have been filed, only 5 have been disposed of in the past 5 years, and what exactly does the Minister and his ministry plan to do to rectify this?
Sir, to the question on exaggerated charges, to the question on the procedure, the institutional mechanisms, it is not for the minister in the Ministry of Civil Aviation. All I can tell you is we can encourage the appellate body to do its job more quickly. As far as we are concerned, we are absolutely clear that the 23 major airports which are under ERA and these charges, these have to be worked out rationally. I have had occasion in the past several months that I have been in this ministry of telling the airport operators of both the Airports Authority and them to constantly review these charges. I have had the occasion to revise some of these charges which are under our domain, but where institutionally a mechanism lies either with another forum or a court, surely it is not the honourable member's suggestion that I interfere into that turf. But on the larger question, we are in the larger question. Yes, the government does have the well, that is precisely the point. The government has the responsibility, and the government is fully conscious.
You can't allow the situation to go on like that, Mr. Minister. The reason why
बोल के एक लाइन में बैठ जाओ ना फालतू इनको क्यों क्लैरिफिकेशन दे
नहीं.
that's the reason why the appeals are not being decided. And you're not doing anything to rectify it. That's my charge.
Sir, TDSAT, my learned colleague, even he would be aware, is the appellate authority which we have no control on. The Ministry of Civil Aviation has no control on TDSAT. If he is recommending, if you would show me, sir, if I am allowed to respond.
Is it a debate or a question or what is this going on?
Sir, I am very happy to answer this question. I am also quite happy to enter into a debate, even if it looks like a slinging match. But I want to tell my honourable member that he is a lawyer by training, a lawyer by profession. If there is a quasi-judicial authority, I would be very happy to lend my voice along with his to ask for a rationalization. But I cannot do the work of the quasi-judicial authority. And surely even my learned member, who often displays traits to the contrary, would be aware of that.
Yes. Shri Dayanidhi Maran ji.
Thank you, Speaker, sir. Sir, I would like, sir, my question to the honourable ministers in 2 parts. First part regards to amenities in Chennai, domestic and international airports, sir. Sir, the amenities, so in your answer, you stated the basic amenities provided throughout India. So specifically to Chennai, during peak hours, passengers have to wait for more than 45 minutes to pass the security clearance, sir. So it is quite a tormenting effect when people are trying to catch their flights. And you may say that the new extension is coming up, but it's going in a very slow space. And also the new airport site has not been formulated, nor the funds been allotted by the Tamil Nadu government. So in being this, can you make some special provisions to ensure, let me finish as 2 parts, sir. So to ensure that during peak hours, more security personnel or more scannings are put so that to speed up. Similarly, sir, in the immigration of the international airport in Chennai, during peak hours, it is 1.5 hours to 2 hours for passengers to go through immigration and also to come back. So my second part, sir, since the coronavirus is now seriously, and I've been seeing photographs in Mumbai airport, every airport, long queues where for screening the passengers who are entering the country. So Sir, this is also tormenting. And one day I'm asking, sir, are you providing hand sanitizing solutions for the entering the airport so that passengers are also clean, which can reduce the spread of coronavirus into the country, sir? This is a suggestion, sir. Can you just answer, sir?
Sir, I would be very happy to answer both the questions and comments which the honourable member has raised, one with specific reference to Chennai Airport and the other in relation to the arrangements which we have made at the airports to deal with the spreading coronavirus issue. Let me start with the second first. Sir, on an average, something like 70,000 passengers come to different airports in the country, 30 of them which deal with international traffic. Since the coronavirus started, this number has come down from 70 to about 62 or so. We started by screening passengers coming in from what were regarded as the 12 most seriously affected countries. As the information became available, and I must tell the honourable member through you, sir, that the World Health Organization, acting on this comprehensively only around the 31st of January, we started all our procedures, including repatriation of Indians stranded in Wuhan and other places, on 2 weeks ahead, on 17 January. Now, with effect from 4th March, we are screening all incoming passengers from whichever country they come. Daily, several times a day, I personally monitor the queues, the arrangements at the 30 international airports where passengers are coming in. The number of passengers coming in had come down to 62,000 per day. With the travel advisory that we have issued yesterday, sir, it is my expectation that it will come down it has come down a little, 60 to 40, may come down even further. Even at the height of the peak time, as it is called, when maximum number of flights come, the total amount of time being taken at the two large airports, I mean Delhi, which has an annual passenger throughput of 70 million, and Mumbai, which has a passenger throughput of 55 million, it was between 8 and 10 minutes on an average, going up to 20-25 minutes. I have personally examined suggestions by some passengers that they were coming through the screening without having been screened through the airport. Those reports are just not true. Every single incoming passenger is being screened. That that provides a response to the honourable member's assertion about what we are doing to spread it. Whatever is humanly possible in terms of physical arrangement.
To prevent it, not to spread it.
Now let me explain. If a crowd gathers, Mr. Speaker, sir, at a particular airport, if there is congestion and a lot of people are coming, first of all the passengers who are coming from the seriously affected countries come to the aircraft comes to a different bay. So the screening procedures are completely separate. The baggage of those who are coming in from those affected countries is also separately treated. So that is a major prevention measure. So that you don't allow the passengers who are normal, who may not have the symptom. But every passenger is screened. Those from most seriously affected countries have a separate lane and procedure. Those who are coming in even from other countries are screened. Basic thermal screening, if they test positive, they will then go through the proper testing procedure. I would now like to come through Chennai. If I may, sir, because the honourable member has asked on Chennai, and that is more dear to his heart, equally dear as coronavirus. Sir, the expansion plan, dear to, he wants to keep it up. I didn't say dear to his heart. The concern and to prevent it is very dear to his heart. Sir, the expansion plan for Chennai Airport is about 2,200 crores. Work is being done. I take the honourable member's point that perhaps work is slow, but I think he answered the question himself when he said that the state government has not been forthright and totally, land has not been made entirely available. As far as we are concerned, this project is being executed by a commercial entity, Larsen & Toubro. We are monitoring it. Insofar as crowds gathering, or rather queues 30-40 minutes, I want to share with the honourable member that this is partly reflective of the overall national situation. Today, we have a passenger throughput in our airports of 345 million or so per year. I see this in the next 2-3 years rising, sir, to 1 billion passengers. We have about, when Jet Airways ceased operation, we had about 560 aircraft in the skies. Today, it is well over 700 plus. My secretary uses the figure 1,200. I think we'll be having 2,000 aircraft in the sky. Now, in order to deal with this, we need to expand the existing facilities at airport. We need to build new airports, and this is precisely work in progress. Insofar as Chennai is concerned, I'm very happy to sit down with the honorable member, whom I've had the privilege of knowing for many years, and see what we can, as a central government, do to expedite matters which fall either within the domain of the state government or other agencies. Thank you, sir.
श्रीमती दर्शना जी।
थैंक यू सर। जैसे कि यात्री की सुविधा के लिए ये प्रश्न पूछा गया है, तो सूरत का ग्रोथ 250% हुआ है। इसी के हिसाब से फ्लाइट की आना जाना भी होता है। रात को 4 फ्लाइट एक साथ में हो जाती है और एयरपोर्ट के ऊपर 3 ही फ्लाइट की सुविधा उपलब्ध है, तो चौथी फ्लाइट आधे पौने घंटे तक बाहर खड़ी रहती है। फ्लाइट एयरपोर्ट के अंदर भी लोगों को बैठने की जगह थोड़ी कम है। हमारा नया एक्सपेंशन का खातमुहूर्त भी हो चुका है, लेकिन उनका ऑर्डर नहीं निकला है। और सर ने जैसे अवेयर है, उनको अर्बन मिनिस्ट्री भी है, तो उनके पास तो सूरत का ग्रोथ कितना है, और इंटरनेशनल फ्लाइट भी जब मिल चुकी है जो रात को एक ही बार चलती है, तो मेरा आपके माध्यम से उनको प्रश्न यही है कि जो ये सुविधा बढ़ाने के लिए और एयरपोर्ट का एक्सपेंशन करने के लिए कितना टाइम और लगेगा। थैंक यू।
Sir, I've had the privilege of discussing with my distinguished colleague many times the timelines for Surat Airport. Surat is indeed, the rate of growth of traffic is very, very impressive, and we need to both expand the facilities, and we also need to ensure that the more flights that come in, we have the infrastructure to deal with that. I have not had time to change my views on the timelines which have been given, but my own sense is that there is no change in the timeline since I'd last discussed it with her. And my own belief is that Surat, we've just added flights from Bhubaneswar, we've added flights from... I don't need to give her the figure. She knows that the expansion work is of 350 crores, and the date of completion continues to be 2022. There's no change in that, and she's aware of this.
माननीय मंत्री जी, मेरे पास कुछ मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट, माननीय सदस्यों की निजी एयरलाइंस के बारे में शिकायत आई है। उनको मैंने आपको कागज दिया है, उनकी भी जांच करा लें एक बार। प्रोफेसर सोगत राय जी, अंतिम वक्त।
Sir, the question was regarding the measures taken by government to improve the passenger amenities at airports across the country during the last 3 years. Sir, in our own airport at Kolkata NSCBI airport, of which I am the chairman of the airport advisory committee, I find the queues growing longer and longer. I spoke to the airport director. He said he had no power in the matter because the security check is done by the Central Industrial Security Force, CISF, which is under control of the Home Ministry. He also told me, the airport director, that he has no control over security because that is under Bureau of Civil Aviation Security, BCAS, which is also under the Home Ministry. Now the airport authority is being able to give no relief to the passengers who, like in Chennai, have to wait 45 minutes for security clearance. Sir, through you, I'd like to ask the Honorable Minister whether he will take a meeting with the Honorable Home Minister, the powerful Home Minister, so that the problems between Airport Authority, Ministry of Civil Aviation, CISF, and the Bureau of Civil Aviation Security can be sorted out. The airport director tells me he does not have capacity to issue a single pass without BCAS. तो आप क्यों नहीं बैठते उनके साथ बात करने के लिए और पैसेंजर को रिलीफ देने के लिए?
Sir, I'm fully aware of the concerns being raised by the honorable member. Calcutta has developed into a major hub. There are flights from Calcutta being used by one of our airlines in particular to entire East Asia, to all other countries in the Far East, Southeast Asia, etc. Sir, the real issue is that Calcutta today has a passenger throughput of 22 million passengers per annum. It has a capacity for 26 million, but it is already utilizing 22 million. And this traffic is growing. We need another airport. Now, we need to be able to allow the CISF and the Bureau of Civil Aviation Security to perform their job in the manner required, without, in some way, to ease the pressure on the queuing. But well, it will be most international airports in the world which handle 100, 140 million passengers. That's the norm. But our effort is to reduce it. And that reduction will come when we get another airport, we get a widening. But I'm quite happy to meet my senior colleague, the Home Minister or his Ministers of State. I take meetings, and I want to assure the member that we are very much seized of the matter, and we are determined to find ways and means of easing the pressure and reducing the waiting time on account of security checks at the airport.
विनायक राउत जी.
धन्यवाद अध्यक्ष महोदय. प्रश्न यस सर, थैंक यू. प्रश्न पैसेंजर एमिनिटीज और साथ साथ टाइमली अराइवल एंड डिपार्चर फ्लाइट के बारे में है, लेकिन तो भी मंत्री महोदय अच्छी जानकारी दे रहे हैं. तो आपके माध्यम से मंत्री महोदय जी से मैं जानना चाहता हूं कि मेरे क्षेत्र महाराष्ट्र के सिंधुदुर्ग डिस्ट्रिक्ट में जो एयरपोर्ट आपके माध्यम से चालू होने वाला है, क्या मैं जानना चाहता हूं मंत्री महोदय जी से कि 1 मई को सिंधुदुर्ग का एयरपोर्ट चालू करने के लिए कुछ आपने प्रावधान की हो, और करने नहीं किया तो करने की आवश्यकता क्या, आप उसके बारे में हमें जानकारी देंगे?
Sir, we stand committed to operationalizing that airport at the earliest. Now, whether the date is 1st May or 10th May, etc., there is, so far I'm told, there is no slippage on that, but we keep monitoring it. Factors beyond our control come. Now, insofar as waiting time at the airport is concerned, we are also trying to install technology. We have provided 200 body scanners which have been installed throughout the country. If you are going through those body scanners, you don't need to wait for being physically checked, etc. So those answer is already provided as part of my answer to the question, and we have other technology which is being implemented all the time. On 1st May, the flights will be operational. As I said, I stand committed to that. I only hope between now and 1st May we don't have any other sidetracking or any other derailment, but we are committed to that. Thank you.